Hey fans, thank you guys for tuning in. One more time, Voice of the Fans, this is your man Cam, giving you a Chargers recap. The Denver Broncos came to town to play the Chargers here at SoFi Stadium. We're right here on the field in the end zone right behind me, here at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. With the Chargers' loss last week to the Houston Texans, made this game huge, monumental for them and for them and their playoff hopes. With the Seahawks, or excuse me, with the Miami Dolphins losing to the Tennessee Titans, and with the Baltimore Ravens losing to the Los Angeles Rams, the Chargers, with the win today, will regain control of their own playoff fate. They go to the division rivals Las Vegas Raiders next week to play for the final spot in the AFC playoffs, the AFC wildcard that is. And in this game, a couple milestones were set in this game. Herbert set the team's new TD passing record. He had 35. He overcome Dan Fouts, Stan Humphries, Drew Brees, overcome Phillip Rivers with 35 TD passes in one season, so that's the season record. He also become the third fastest quarterback to reach, he also becomes the fastest quarterback to reach 800 completions. Third youngest to achieve this in just I think it was 31 games he did this in. So pretty monumental. I mean, Herbert, if you didn't know by now, Herbert last year Rookie of the Year. This year Herbert's AFC Pro Bowl starter at quarterback, beating out Mahomes, beating out Josh Allen in Buffalo. So Herbert's really doing his thing, if you guys didn't notice that. And these stats just tell you that much as well. Keenan Allen goes over 500 receptions in a 5-year span. He's the 9th player in NFL history to do that. So he now has 502, maybe 503. I'm not positive, but he's over that 500 mark, which is very impressive. Andre Roberts gets a punt return today, over 100 yards, which 100-yard kick return. That hasn't been done in a Los Angeles Chargers uniform or a Chargers uniform since 2012. I'll give you $1 if you can tell me you did that. But that hasn't been done since 2012, so that was awesome. Roberts, he actually got the game ball for that. As I mentioned, next week they face the Las Vegas Raiders for their final spot in the playoffs next week in Las Vegas. So they have a 57 overall record of 57-65 record, 2 ties. Their home record is very close to their road record. Their home record is 29-33 with 1 tie. The road record is 28-32 with 1 tie. So they needed 1 more win to move that to 29 wins. So they have 29 on the road and 29 at the home. To move on to the playoffs, they need to get that win next week. They already beat the Raiders earlier on week 4 of this season. So we'll see what happens. Today was a complete game by the Chargers. They got a sack by Jerry Tillery. They got the kick return by Andre Roberts, as I mentioned. No interceptions, but they didn't throw any. They got a fumble recovery. Didn't throw any interceptions. Didn't fumble themselves. So the Chargers this was an all-around game by the Chargers. Staley did say they were focused with this W. Or excuse me, they were focused coming in and focused on the Denver Broncos, who they lost to earlier in the year, or just a few weeks ago, actually. They were 100% focused on the Chargers, not looking ahead, not listening to the outside noise. They were focused on the Raiders, or excuse me, focused on the Broncos, so they could get this win today, and then set up the big matchup next week in Las Vegas. There's some talk about this game being flexed. We don't know right now. It's scheduled for Sunday afternoon at 1:25 in Las Vegas. Who knows if that'll move to Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, so they can kind of get all the eyeballs on it, because this is the big game. This game is for all the marbles, essentially. The Chiefs are obviously in the playoffs. The next one, who's going to get in the playoffs? It's going to be the Chargers. It's going to be the Raiders. The Broncos aren't going to the playoffs, so they had a tough matchup today. So this is essentially for all the marbles. Next week, it's going to be a monumental game. It's going to be a packed house, I'm sure. It's already a huge division rival. I just mentioned how close the standing is within the division. So it's going to be a monumental game with both teams playing for their playoff berth. So it's going to be huge. The Chargers, follow me. We'll have some Chargers interviews, post-game interviews. We'll have some Chargers interviews throughout the week leading up to on YouTube. We'll have the Chargers leading up to the game next week. I think I'm gonna go. I want to go. We'll see how things work out, and I'll let you know from there. Obviously, if you follow me on YouTube, Voice of the Fans on YouTube. Follow my Twitter handle. What's good in sport? What's good? The letter N, sports singular. That's where you can find me on Twitter. Please give me a follow. Also, Voice of the Fans on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, man. I got a lot of content for you, a lot of in-game content for you, a lot of content that you can go to work and win the best argument, because I'm gonna give you some tidbits that why you should. Nobody else is gonna have these tidbits that I'm giving you, and then you can be the man at the water cooler tomorrow. So we got a really good game set forth. Next weekend. I'm thinking it's going to be Saturday if they flex it. If not, 125 is great in the afternoon time. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Make sure you follow me, and I'll let you know if that game gets flexed. But it's going to be a good big game, because the two division rivals playing for the chance to move on in the playoffs is going to be bragging rights. There's many ex-Chargers on the Raiders team. Casey Hayward, Denzel Perryman. They got also Damian Square, all on the Raiders, all playing for the Raiders. And so that's Gus Bradley's defense that he ran here he ran in LA last year. He's running that defense over in Las Vegas with the Raiders. So we'll see how things transpire. We'll see how things break out this season. Clearly, Gus Bradley has an idea of who Justin Herbert is. He was with the team last season, and he's going to be, though they lost earlier in the year, there's more on the table this week. So clearly he has a couple seasons worth of history with Justin Herbert to kind of prepare for him. And the Chargers, Casey Hayward knows Keenan Allen. Casey Hayward knows Michael Williams, excuse me. Denzel Perryman, he knows how to fill the hole. So if it's Austin Eckler, it's a Justin Jackson, he does know those guys, and he's ready to plug those holes and thump. So this is going to be a great game. Well, thank you guys once again for tuning in. Hit the like button. Let me know that you like it. Leave a comment. Let me know that you like the feedback, or you like what I'm giving you, the game recap. Let me know what you think I can get better at. I'd appreciate the feedback. All feedback is a gift, so it only helps me get better. So our fans, I want to thank you for your time, for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans game recap. Here, once again, I'm at beautiful SoFi Stadium. It's a little chilly today, actually, but beautiful SoFi Stadium on the field here. Just wrapping up. Here's my game recap, wrapping up everything for today. But once again, I need your feedback, fans, and you can follow me once again at What's Good in Sport, Voice of the Fans on YouTube. Hit me at Voice of the Fans on Facebook, through the Facebook group. And then give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of these post-game recaps. Let me know what else you want to hear. What other stories you want to talk about within the Chargers. We can do that. But it's going to be a big week for the Chargers. Stick with me. You'll get some insight on the Chargers and how they're preparing for this week coming up against their division rival, which is going to be a monumental game in Las Vegas next weekend. I want to thank you for your time, and as always, fans, thank you for making our voice your choice.